Have you ever felt that little spike of anxiety, waiting for the likes to roll in on a new post? Well, what if I told you that a 2,000-year-old philosophy has a powerful, modern-day escape plan for that exact feeling? Let's dive in and see how ancient wisdom can solve this very digital problem.
Just picture it. It's late, maybe 11 p.m. You've just put something out there that you really believe in, something you're proud of, and then you find yourself checking your phone. Refresh. A few likes. Okay. Refresh again. A couple more. Refresh. Wait, did someone just unlike it?
Why does this have such a grip on us? That knot that forms in your stomach when a negative comment pops up from a complete stranger. Why do we give that so much power? This feeling right here is the very thing we're going to unpack today. All right, so before we can find the escape route, we first have to understand the layout of the prison. And that's exactly what we're doing in Section 1, breaking down the social media trap. And really, this is the whole thing in a nutshell. We've taken something so incredibly personal, our own sense of self-worth, and we've handed it over to things we have absolutely zero control over. We've outsourced it to an algorithm and to the fleeting opinions of a crowd. So how does this trap work? Well, it's basically a slot machine for your ego. Every time you post, you're pulling the lever. Every like is a little dopamine hit, a small win. A share? That's the jackpot. But this is the key. It's all unpredictable. Psychologists call this a variable reward schedule, and it's the exact same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. It's designed to keep you coming back for more.
And listen, if you've ever felt this way, you are not alone, not by a long shot. The data is crystal clear. A staggering 71% of people feel anxious when a post doesn't get the reaction they hoped for. This trap has a real, measurable emotional price tag for most of us.
So it all boils down to this one fundamental mistake. We've built our house of happiness on someone else's land. We've pinned our self-worth on things that are, by their very nature, completely outside of our control. And, that's just a recipe for anxiety.
Okay, so the trap is real. Is there a way out? You bet there is. And that brings us to our second section, what I'm calling the Stoic firewall.
This incredibly simple but life-changing idea comes from Epictetus. Now, this was a man who was literally a slave. He understood, maybe better than anyone who has ever lived, the absolute difference between what you can control and what you can't. This one distinction, it's the key that unlocks the cage. And here's how that ancient idea just maps perfectly onto our modern world. Just look at the left column. Your effort, your intentions, your character, how you respond. That's your domain. Now look at the right. Likes, followers, comments, the algorithm. That belongs to other people, to luck, to code. The trap is sprung the moment we attach our self-worth to the right column instead of the left. Okay, so if we're supposed to ignore the world's metrics, the likes, the shares, all of it, what do we replace them with? That is what we're getting into in Section 3, building your internal scorecard. This quote comes from Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, probably the most powerful person on the planet at the time. And even he couldn't believe this weird human tendency. We care more about what strangers think than what we think of ourselves. He called it what it is, insanity. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. You've got two scorecards. The one on the left asks questions that lead straight to anxiety. Did it go viral? The one on the right asks questions that build character. Did I do my best? Shifting your focus from the questions on the left to the questions on the right, that is the entire game. And what happens when you make that shift? The transformation is incredible. You go from obsessively checking your phone, riding that emotional roller coaster, to a place of peace and steady effort. Your self-worth gets anchored in your actions, not the unpredictable tides of the crowd.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it in the real world? Welcome to Section 4. Let's get practical with a Stoic toolkit.
So, when that nasty comment inevitably shows up, don't panic. Just run this three-step process. 1. Remember their opinion is their business, not yours. It's outside your control. 2. Check in with yourself. Did I act with integrity here? If the answer is yes, then their comment is just noise. If the answer is no, then it's actually a gift, a chance to learn. And 3. Focus on your character, which is the substance, not your reputation, which is just the shadow.
Now here is a simple but ridiculously powerful habit you can start today. It's the post and forget protocol. Do your best work, hit publish, and then immediately close the app. Go do something else. This breaks the addictive feedback loop and teaches your brain that the value was in the creation, not the validation. And even before you hit post, run your content through this quick 3-part filter. Is it true? Is it helpful? And is this an authentic reflection of me? If you can say yes to all 3, then the outcome doesn't matter. You've already succeeded on your internal scorecard. You've already won.
So, what's the end goal of all this? Where does it all lead? Well, it leads to our final section, building your unbreachable inner citadel.
This right here is the ultimate takeaway. Once you truly understand this, you're free. The algorithm can't tell you what you're worth, the crowd can't define your character, and the haters, they can't get past the walls of your inner citadel. Your value becomes an inside job.
Just think about that for a second. Your core worth becomes completely untouchable. It's immune to the trending page. It's impervious to your follower count. It cannot be damaged by the comment section or even the dreaded cancel mob. None of that stuff can touch the real you.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Your intrinsic value as a person was never up for debate. It was never put to a vote. So why on earth will we let a piece of code designed to sell advertising have the final say?